Are we ready?
Hold on, let me just take a sip real quick.
Could you be any louder?
I'm ready. Go.
Okay, hello cinephiles, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screen Sips, a podcast where three good friends talk about movies. And today we roast Amber Heard to a crisp for our daddy, Johnny Depp.
Oh my God.
Also, I should correct myself here. Today we have a fourth friend here, Ellis Island.
Hello, I am here.
We brought her back for season 4.
Hell yeah, brother. Tonight we'll learn that dead men tell no tales in the original Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Whoop, whoop.
As always, we want to remind you that there will be spoilers ahead, although of all the fucking movies you should have seen by now, I'm sorry. I'm getting carried away here. You can keep watching, but just know you've been warned.
Oh, yes. We brought Ellis back because due to popular demand, actually. Yes, I had people actually texting me, and no joke, asking when Ellis was coming back. And I was like, oh, okay.
I was one of those people.
It's a popular island.
Real quick, real fun little shout out I want to give right now to our new listeners in Germany.
Oh, yes.
That's right. We're going international, baby.
Dankeschön.
Yeah, thank you for listening. I don't know why you're listening to us, but appreciate it. Same with Barbados. We still got those listeners out there too. So shout out to both of you for listening to our chaos. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for listening.
From all over the world, not just in America, Germany, but also Barbados.
Yes.
Guys, we're going to transition into a brand new segment for us. This week in Hollywood.
Welcome to our new segment, guys, for season 4. Ellis, I hope you understand how special you are for us to bring this upon you.
Oh,
wow, I sounded like such a bitch.
Wow.
I was just like, you should know this is a big deal.
You should know how. You should be very appreciative what's happening here, okay?
We're so glad you could be here for this segment. That's what I'll say.
and still it somehow comes out patronizing. But thank you, Beth. It's the thought that counts.
That's rough. That's real rough.
Oh, Ellis, I missed you. Okay. Why don't you take it away, Isaiah?
Well,
Doing great.
sorry, I'm trying to read this part. The English is not making sense here.
So Isaiah doesn't, guys, we forgot. Isaiah doesn't know how to read.
I don't know how to read. Beth doesn't know how to spell. Okay, we're all
What do you mean?
homeschooled.
I spell so well.
Sorry, she doesn't know how to pronounce words.
Insurmountably, okay?
Yes, she just doesn't know how to use words correctly. That's
yes,
all.
I make up my own words.
Anyway,
so you thought you've heard enough about the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard case? Well, we're gonna get some more in here. So Amber Heard just really recently fired her lawyers. The ones that we were laughing at for all that time, in that infamous case against Johnny Depp. And since then has hired a new legal team. And all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna need a mega pint of wine after all this.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, in light of his success from that trial, he has since stepped out from the darkness of his career and is now set to direct his first film in 25 years. Didn't even know he directed films, by the way. The movie is set to be a biopic on Italian painter Amedeo Modigliani. I hope I didn't butcher that. It has also been rumored that the veteran actor Al Pacino might also help produce this film. So it sounds like a great concept. Let's just hope they actually follow through with it.
in other news, ASAP is feeling a bit rocky as he pleads not guilty to both weapons and felony assault charges. In Hollywood during November of 2021, the American rapper was accused of not only drawing a gun, but shooting his former friend ASAP Rocky during an argument.
I'm not surprised. Lou is definitely not surprised. In fact, he's probably jumping for joy right now that everybody agrees.
Yeah, I am.
And you won't be surprised when you hear it, but J.K. Rowling has received death threats on Twitter. Go figure. The author is best known for her Harry Potter series, obviously, if you don't know that. It condemned an attack that happened on British writer Salman Rushdie, resulting in comments on Twitter threatening Rowling, saying, quote, "Don't worry, you are next."
In other news, It was truly a wonderful life for Virginia Patton Moss. The famed actress passed away on August 18th, 2022, at the age of 97. She is the niece of the famous General George S. Patton Jr. She's star of Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life, if any of you have seen that movie. It's a great movie. And had a relatively short career in the 1940s. May you rest in peace, Virginia Moss.
On our second to last story of this brand new segment we are going to talk about the star of the movie, The Flash, Ezra Miller. Ezra has apologized for their past behavior, saying they have been suffering from complex mental health issues for the last few months. The actor was recently charged with felony burglary in Stamford, Vermont, after being caught on security cameras stealing several alcohol bottles from a resident in the area. Just days before Ezra's statement on their mental health, a report claimed that Warner Bros. Came up with 3 options to deal with the situation. One of these options includes Ezra seeks counseling and later provides an interview at some point to explain their erratic behavior over the past few years, while the other options available involve scrapping a $200+ million film completely.
My God.
Or reshooting every shot with a different actor. Don't know what Ezra Miller's going through. I really hope they get the help they need. So moving on
to our last subject of the day, and we're going to go out with a bang here with Top Gun and its box office earnings. It's made $1.4 billion worldwide. It is gaining on the world's top earning movie of Avengers.
Damn. That concludes This Week in Hollywood. You can find all our sources cited on our Discord in the Sources channel. So if you want to read up more on these particular headlines, you can by going there. So now that that's over, Big Lou, what you got for us today?
Today, I'm going to talk to you about the wrecked pirate.
Can I just ask one question before you start?
Sure.
Does it have a rum?
Yes.
Good.
Continue.
The wrecked pirate, I'm about to share a link and a photo in the Discord. The wrecked pirate is going to be 2 parts spiced rum, 1 part coconut rum,
Okay.
2 parts pineapple juice, a dash of blue Curaçao, and half an ounce of lime. It's actually a pretty looking drink. I feel like this is made elsewhere under a different name, but I can't think of it. Here's a picture.
Ooh, pretty
cute.
So to start it off, you're going to, mix your liquors and your lime juice all into a shaker with ice. Shake well and pour everything into your glass. If you'd like to rim the glass, like in the picture, you can rim it with salt or sugar, your preference. And then even though here in the description it says garnish your drink with some fresh pineapple, when that's clearly a fucking orange slice. There's a rum. Beth, you know which rum this is. I bought this for CJ and Kara. So far, based on what we have for our ingredients and the picture, what do you guys think?
I like spiced rum.
You like spice rum?
I like spiced rum. I don't like coconut rum, so it kind of equals out.
No, it's really there for flavor rather than anything.
Yeah, I don't like if
coconut's
there
like
for flavor, then I'm not gonna like. But yeah, if coconut's there for flavor, then that's the flavor I don't want.
But the thing is, it's going to be overpowered by the spice rum and the pineapple and everything else.
It's really just there to get you fucked.
I like the pretty color.
I like how that's the first thing Ellis has said in like 20 minutes.
Anyway, I'd give it a 4 out of 5 because I want to try it. I just feel like the coconut might just make me gag because even a hint of coconut I just don't like it. But,
as a cocktail mixer, a drink slinger, if you will.
A drink slinger.
I'm not a bartender. I'm a drink slinger. I can almost guarantee that you won't taste the coconut. It's really there for.
I also can guarantee, and I'm not either of these. I'm just an alcoholic.
You taste.
Well, she's a fan. She's a huge fan of Malibu coconut rum. I know that much.
Me? No, I hate coconut.
Lewis is getting all the things wrong today. Damn.
I really am.
Lewis, I thought you knew me.
I used to be team anti coconut rum, but I think I'm just exclusively anti Malibu because I had some coconut at a party a couple weeks ago, and it's pretty good.
So, Ellis, what would you rate it then, if you like the color?
3 out of 5.
Okay,
for me personally, cute, solid. Would take it over like a straight liquor, but that's about as far as it'll go for me.
Wow.
Where I and Ellis will differ is that I would rather take the straight liquor. But I will give it a similar rating, a 3 out of 5, because I am not a rum person. But I do think that this would be a good tasting.
I think it's a good drink for a beach,
Yes.
or like poolside. I really like the theme behind it. I feel like every ingredient is carefully thought out.
Yeah. No, you have to be very specific when you make rum drink.
Yeah. And I think it perfectly sums up the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. So I think taste wise, I don't know. I maybe a 3.5 out of 5, but overall I'll give it a 4 just because I like the concept. But I don't know if me personally would really enjoy it all too much.
We have 2 3s, 1 3.5, and 1 4 out of 5. Ironically, Isaiah gave it the highest rating, being the one that doesn't like coconut.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so then I guess that brings us to the next segment, which is my question of the day. Are you guys ready?
No.
Great. So, my question is, what do you think your role would be on the Black Pearl? Okay, there's a few options. Captain, obviously, it's the highest role. He or she runs the ship. First mate is kind of like second in charge. Think like Gibbs. Navigator is responsible, obviously, for navigation and aware of like the ship's position at all times. You got...
Really? I never would have guessed.
Thank you. Master Gunner, firing cannons, in charge of kind of like the gunpowder, the actual cannons themselves, and like the shots. You got Deckhand, which just cleans the ship. They're kind of like the janitor. They do like, they handle the lines and whatnot for the sails. And then you have the cook, which is pretty self-explanatory. So
what does a cook do?
Isaiah, do you want to slap him or should I? Or Ellis, because she's our guest.
Wait, if we were together, I'm pretty sure you and Alice would have slapped me together.
Yes, in unison.
Yes.
In unison.
Okay, let's start with Ellis, since she's our guest. What role do you think you'd have?
Definitely not navigator.
I think she'd be a first mate.
Really? How nice? Because I was thinking about swapping the deck.
Oh,
Like, what could I possibly do? But yeah, now that I think about it, first mate's a pretty good idea.
I could see it.
yeah.
too.
I mean, if I had to base it on like our people as a crew, I would say that you're the first mate.
Ayo.
Bethany would be captain.
Who's swapping the deck then?
Isaiah.
Yeah.
No.
Isaiah's doing 2 jobs. Isaiah is the navigator, but also the deckhand.
Oh yeah. Isaiah would definitely be the navigator.
Scrubbing the deck. You guys gotta go right.
Lewis, you're obviously the cook and the master gunner.
Hell yeah, brother. Even though you're way more experienced with guns than me, but
Me?
you are, yeah. I've only ever gone shooting once.
Oh, well then, yeah. Okay, I guess I do. But I think Isaiah has more gun
I do have more gun experience than that.
experience than I do. Yeah.
But here's the thing: with guns of that time period, it takes you like 4 to 7 minutes to reload a rifle.
Yeah, hold up. I gotta put my tube in.
Yeah, like let me just clean my barrel really quick. Give me 3 minutes, and then we can continue.
We're talking cannons in this instance. So Isaiah, do you think you could lift a cannonball?
No,
Okay, there we go.
I know I can't.
How much does a cannonball weigh?
It's probably like, is it like 10, 15 pounds?
It's got to be like 30.
Depends on the size of the
Well,
cannonball.
it's gotta be enough to 8 to 10 pounds.
Oh, that's really fucking light. You could lift it.
I don't know. Hold on. There are cannonballs that are 4 pounds, 6 pounds, 9 pounds, 12 pounds, 18 pounds, 24, 32, and 42.
You know what? Never mind. These are all bowling balls. I can do it.
Yeah.
These are all bowling balls. I don't think there's a bowling ball that weighs 42 pounds, my friend.
And also lack of holes.
And to contribute to the data, it looks like, according to certain admirals back in the 1700s, a well-trained crew could get out 3 shots in 5 minutes per cannon. But that rate could not be sustained just because of, powder and all that jazz. So it's more typical to manage a 10 to 15 minute recycle rate for cannon fire.
We could beat that.
You can imagine sitting there, like, in a cannon battle, and then suddenly it's like
That's
really,
the most
really quiet.
anticlimactic fight.
Yeah, like you're fire, and then it's just 3 minutes of silence.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. They shoot all
Boy,
of
the
them
movie
at
made
once.
it look really cool, though.
Yeah, they had them going quick. So I feel like we're all in pretty much agreement of who's who on a crew.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. I think that means that we're ready to set sail.
Something I forgot to throw in for our drink today: the wrecked pirate.
I swear, I keep on hearing. I don't hear the wrecked pirate. I heard the erect pirate.
It was gonna be. It was a reference. It was also a reference to Jack Sparrow referencing how he was left maroon, basically, and how the ship wrecked at some point. But in either case, moving on.
So that's my question.
That's Beth's question. That's my random fun fact. Here's Isaiah with our facts today.
Isaiah, please save us.
Yes. Okay. Now, if none of you knew before,
I didn't know this.
yes, you didn't know anything. We're all stupid. We were all.
Whoa.
We were all.
We don't use this kind of terminology.
Sorry,
Oh my
we're
God.
dumb.
Yeah, we say
Anyway.
fucking stupid. Get it right.
Well, we're all going to gain a little knowledge today. Then, how about that? All right.
Yay, I'm ready to pass my SATs.
Yes. So, question 1 of the SAT: where does the Pirates of the Caribbean come from?
It comes from a book.
You're wrong. It comes from a ride in Disneyland.
I knew that. Why did I say that?
Yes. So, if you guys, oh my God, words. For those of you who don't know, the Pirates of the Caribbean is actually a ride in Disneyland in California, and so
And also Florida.
and Paris and Tokyo.
Everywhere.
Yeah. They added it everywhere, basically, especially after the success of the movie. But originally, there was only the one ride in California. There was a whole thing about, like, them wanting to make a pirate movie, but pirate movies in the 90s and the early 2000s they're like, yeah, they don't make money. They kind of suck. What the hell are we going to do? But someone came up with the idea of wanting to make a pirate movie based off the Pirates of the Caribbean ride so that they can, obviously sell tickets to the ride. That's what the idea was. Now, I'm going to jump around a little bit, but so when the movie premiered and what they did for the subsequent movies after this, except for the last one, they had built the park workers in Disneyland built a 40 by 90 foot movie screen on Tom Sawyer Island, which is in Disneyland. And that's where they would premiere the movie. They would have a red carpet leading to the island, and then they would watch the movie on the island on a giant screen.
That's cool.
There was a video game based on the movie for the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, if you guys remember what a Game Boy Advance is. I know some of you are too young for that.
Me. I'm just kidding.
So now we're going to get into the actors who could have played all these people, all right? So the actors who almost played Captain Jack Sparrow.
This is my favorite. Continue.
Hugh Jackman.
No.
Now, all right, now hear me out. The co-writer and co-creator of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Stuart Beattie, wrote the character with Jackman in mind. As, like, when he was writing it, with Jackman. And there were a few renditions of the script. Yeah, so this was because there was a lot of renditions of the script. It went through a lot of editing from, like, its original to what it is now. But when they originally wrote it in some of the drafts, they always had Jackman in mind as the guy who would play Jack Sparrow. However, Jackman at the time wasn't a big enough star, so Disney said they had to find someone else to figure out to have someone else do it.
I personally cannot see anyone else playing Jack Sparrow other than Johnny Depp.
So they told him they had to turn it down, but Disney said, we have some suggestions. Their first suggestion was Matthew McConaughey.
No.
The reason for this is his resemblance to actor Burt Lancaster. In his earlier days, he was known as, like, that tough guy. So he was kind of like that idea of the pirate they wanted to go with. And then they said they had offered the role to Jim Carrey.
Okay. Now they're just playing with us.
So, but they actually offered it, and he actually was going to accept it. The problem was there was scheduling conflicts with him doing Bruce Almighty, so he was not able to accept the role.
My God.
So if Bruce Almighty was not being filmed, we would have Jim Carrey as Jack Sparrow.
I think if Jim Carrey was casted instead, it would be an entirely different movie. I think it would be more of a joke, if that makes sense. Because I feel like Johnny Depp just he plays the joking aspect of the movie or of the character and the more serious part of it as well. Like, he does that so perfectly, and I don't think Jim Carrey would execute that as well. But then again, he did do what's the name of that movie?
Well, it's mine.
Thank you. He did that well.
I really don't like that movie. Anyway.
I was gonna throw in that if we had Jim Carrey cast as, Jack Sparrow, all I could picture is Jack Sparrow saying, "Alrighty then."
Yeah.
And
Now-
some other like Ace Ventura quote being thrown in there, or Ace
Instead
Ventura
of
like
saying
mannerism.
Savvy.
You know, like instead of being savvy or like walking, you know, like in later films when he's walking with like the jar of
I've
sand
got
and
a
shit.
jar of dirt.
Yeah, instead of saying the jar of dirt, it'd be like some fucking Jim Carrey like Ace Ventura mannerism, and it would just wouldn't fit.
Mhm.
No disrespect to Jim Carrey, but
He renounced his retirement earlier this year, by the way. So we
Oh, really?
will not be seeing any more Jim Carrey things. If you know. So our last person who almost played. Now they offered it to him, and this was Disney's like, yeah, this is our go-to person, Robert De Niro.
No.
what the fuck?
They wanted Robert De Niro. Now there was a few things that said they were going to offer Robert De Niro the role of Barbossa, but
I was about to say I could see him, if anything, as Barbossa.
yeah, like
No.
that makes more sense. But more news sources claimed that it was for Jack Sparrow that you turned it down, not Barbossa. So I was like, that's weird.
I'm not saying he's would be good. I'm just saying if he had to play any character in franchise.
That is true. Now he turned it down because he didn't think he would make any money. Boy, was he wrong, because we're going to get into some numbers later.
Oh, geez. What were you saying, Liz?
Barbossa. Robert De Niro is Barbossa.
Maybe.
No, but just picture that for a second. Like picture some famous De Niro role. Picture him in Joker, but as Barbossa.
Oh my God.
There is an edit actually of Robert De Niro photoshopped as Jack Sparrow, and it is so weird looking that like you
That's
look
going to
at
be our
it.
thumbnail.
Yeah, it's gonna be our thumbnail. I'm gonna send it right now. This is our thumbnail.
I just hope they don't get any ideas about a multiverse Pirates of the Caribbean.
What the fuck? No.
I don't like the short hair.
No.
I know.
What is that?
The mustache.
Meh. We come some kind of wise guy, some kind of pirate.
You some fucking wise guy. Wait, is that Matthew Gray Goobler?
I have no clue.
Googler.
With all three names.
I feel like
It looks like a guy who plays
By the
Reed,
way, because the reason that we have pictures, actually, that might even not be a Photoshop. Actually, this is just him from Stardust, because he plays Captain Shakespeare in another movie called Stardust that was a bomb, because he turned down the role and Pirates of the Caribbean ended up making up so much money that he was like, okay, I was wrong. I'm going to accept the next pirate movie I get offered. And he got offered Captain Shakespeare in Stardust and ended up doing terribly.
Oh no.
So
Stardust
yeah.
was so cute.
But not in box
the critics,
office.
the critics in the box office would would disagree.
Yeah, but who cares about them?
As long as you enjoy it, unless you enjoy The Happening, that's no one can do that.
What'd you think of The Happening? Did you ever watch that, Ellis?
Oh boy,
Of course not.
Good. Good.
good decision.
Doing yourself a favor.
Anyway, so our next things now are actors who were considered to play Will Turner.
Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom. No.
Were you not one
What
of those?
woman doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. Did you see him in Lord of the Rings?
All right, Legolas.
My girlfriend. No, my girlfriend actually asked me if I even liked Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was like, yeah, I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I just didn't get to like rewatch it before today's episode. And she's like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. And I could already tell, like in her face, it was like Orlando Bloom.
Mm-hmm. My sister used to have a cardboard cutout of him.
Oh wow.
She's going to hate that I may mention that, but I'm keeping that in.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So the people who almost played Will Turner include Jude Law.
I could see that.
Who's that again?
Um,
I'll get a picture. I got it.
but it's what's his face? He's Holmes in Sherlock Holmes with the
I Googled him. Yes, yes. He's in Fantastic Beasts.
young Dumbledore, obviously.
Yes, yes.
Toby Maguire.
No. No. He's like, I'm going to put dirt in your eye. When he's got a jar of dirt.
Okay, so we have Jude Law, Tobey Maguire.
Heath Ledger.
Okay.
Yeah, I could have seen
I'd be
that.
okay with that.
Ewan McGregor.
Oh,
Good old Obi-Wan.
yes.
Good old Obi-Wan.
Hello there.
And Tom Hiddleston.
I could see that too.
Okay. Yeah, I could see 3 out of the 4.
Yeah, that's a surprising ratio.
Surprising ratio.
Versus so with Jack Sparrow we had Robert De Niro.
Hugh Jackman, Matthew McConaughey, Robert De Niro, and Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's not liking those odds.
Yeah, McConaughey, I could see the physical portrayal. I could not see him actually doing the character.
All right.
Okay.
Or I could even see him as like as Will Turner, but he would have to like no, I'm saying like face wise, not
Yeah.
actual character.
That's fair.
He would have to completely change his entire personality to be, Will Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our next person is going to be Elizabeth Swann, who was.
I'm gonna guess one right now.
Okay, give me.
Alice.
Yes.
Alice, the actor.
No, that's Alice. Alice was the actress who was going to play Elizabeth Swann.
Oh my God! Why am I blanking? Hold on.
We're going to say mommy, but
No.
Not Elizabeth Olsen.
No, my God, what's her fucking name? Natalie Portman. Thank you.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman, is she on there?
No, but it is a good choice. I do think that would have been a good choice. But what do you call it? This was during the time of Star Wars, so she probably would have been busy.
Fair. Okay.
Because Ewan McGregor also had to turn it. He couldn't do it because he was also in Star Wars.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so then who is actually on the list?
Jessica Alba.
what?
Yeah, Jessica Alba. Jamie Alexander.
With Jamie Alexander.
Yeah, if you don't know who Jamie Alexander is, she plays one of the side characters in the Thor movies. Also, she was, I think, the main star in the TV show Blind Spot, which is where I knew her from.
Oh, Lady Sif.
Yes, Lady Sif.
She's also, if you are old enough to know what this series is, Kyle XY. She played
That's
Jessie.
a 2006 show, isn't it? Or 2009?
I don't know.
It's old. That's all we need to know. Anyway.
Is it really that old?
It's not even old. It's more like people didn't really watch, like that version of Disney Channel.
Fair.
Also, our third person, Amanda Bynes.
Oh my God. No way.
Yep.
No way. Imagine. Oh, she's the man.
She's okay. Okay.
I'll tell you what, though, in terms of like, I give some points to Amanda of the possibility of Amanda Bynes, because watching this again, Will looked so young. But when I was watching this when I was like 10 years old, like, oh yeah, Elizabeth looks like she's 25, close to 30, because that's the the image I had of an mid 20s, late 20s woman in my mind, and she looks exactly the same. Rewatching this film, almost 10 years later, and Bill is baby, so I feel like somebody who is perhaps a bit more baby faced would have fit a bit better.
Mm-hmm. See, that's where I think Natalie Portman would have come into play really well, though. Amanda Bynes, I think, she just would not. I just cannot see her.
I would be laughing
in the pirate universe.
I could see Bynes if she, prior to going off the deep end.
No, because all I think is the Amanda Bynes show, and I think of She's the Man, and I cannot.
I could think of her as like a little bit after She's the Man. Like if she's matured a little bit, she would have fit the Elizabeth Swann character.
I don't see it.
See, I think the reason why Keira Knightley works so well is because she also does that one period piece, Pride and Prejudice. And I feel like she just also has that face of elegancy, where you're like, she belongs in that era.
It's not a word, but yes.
Elegancy?
It's just elegance.
Is elegancy not a word?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, listen, insurmountably.
Elegant? No, actually,
Beth is correct. I just don't think it's the right word.
Thank you.
Elegancy is a word.
Fucking word.
Something that is elegant.
Uh-huh.
I learned something today.
She has this form of elegancy.
I don't like that.
About her.
Anyway.
She has this air of elegance, is what we would probably rather say.
Presence. Whatever. Anyways. Whereas Amanda Bynes, I think she just has this like kind of cute, quirky kind of like, that's like saying, oh, Zooey Deschanel, in my opinion.
If they were going with a different vibe for the movie and it was supposed to be more comical and they got Jim Carrey, then Amanda Bynes being
perfect
that would make sense.
Yeah.
But given the movie that we got, having Amanda Bynes in that movie would not make sense.
I'm all for Keira Knightley. I think she did well. As much as I can't stand her facial expressions throughout the movie, I think she was perfect for the role.
Now, it's going to be weird, but how old do you think Keira Knightley is in this movie?
Like the actress
or the actress?
Yeah, like how old do you think she is in this
16,
movie?
17.
27.
She is 17 when this movie was
Oh,
filming.
yo.
Yeah, I figured she was 17.
Yeah, so she was 17. She does not look 17. I was surprised when I found that out.
Damn, why didn't I look
No.
like that at 17?
Exactly. So she was 17 while filming. So technically she was minor. Therefore, her mom had to be on set all the time.
Aww.
That's cute.
Also, can we just point out the fact that she just has not fucking aged?
No,
That's
she's
what
not.
happens when you look gorgeous and elegancy, listness, and wonderful at 27, just like you did at 17.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you sell your soul to the devil.
She's a true bicon.
So Johnny Depp thought of Jack Sparrow as having constant sea legs, so standing on land would feel very awkward to him. So that's why he kind of walks funny. That's what he was thinking in his head. And he also based his performance, that like drunken, like cool guy performance, based off of the lead guitarist of the Rolling Stones, Keith Richards, and cartoon aspects of Pepe Le Pew.
That's great.
I see that 100%. I
Mhm.
also want to say that all I could think of if I was in Johnny Depp's shoes trying to like act as his character would be the song, the main theme that we heard in Pirates of the Caribbean, the da 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 da. Just trying to walk to that theme.
Yeah. It's all over the place. So you just kind of like, woo.
Which Hans Zimmer did like mention when he was making the theme, like when he was thinking about the soundtracks, that he liked the idea of having it sound like an ocean. That's what the feel was supposed to be, like ocean waves and stuff like that. So it's always constantly moving. So
Oh, your boy composed this?
yes, Hans Zimmer did compose the theme to this movie.
I didn't know that. I thought it was some other people.
Nope. He composed the soundtracks to all 4 of the movies. The 5th one was actually helmed by one of his proteges. Johnny Depp's favorite scene to play was the rum burning scene where he wakes up on the beach and he's like,
Really?
the rum.
What did you do with the rum?
Because he felt that was the most revealing about the character. His like senses kind of like flow, and then like, but now because the rum is burning, he's just reduced to, but the rum. He has nothing else to say.
I love that scene.
Now the lines "savvy" and "bring me that horizon" were improvised because he was just so in character. Now, an odd thing that came out of this for Spin Magazine, the British metal band Bring Me the Horizon stated that that line was the inspiration for their name.
I love that band.
That's why I included this fact. I knew you'd get a kick out of it.
I did.
Now, so a little side thing here. So Jack Sparrow's pistol that he carries in the movie is a real flintlock pistol from the 18th century. It is actually a working flintlock pistol that existed when pirates were around, and they let him use it.
The pirates did?
They don't know if actual pirates used it, but they know that it was around. It was created at that time, so they knew that at some point it was on a ship and probably pirates were there.
That's pretty cool.
Now, Keira Knightley was very mad that they never let her have a sword fight in the movie, and she asked them every single day to let her have a sword fight. And she was very adamant about having a sword fight in the movie, and they never did it.
Oh, wait.
Until the next couple.
Yeah, then they gave her like 2 swords, and she like went wild.
2 is better than 1.
2 can be as bad as 1.
Oh God, I started something.
After the trailers were released, the filmmakers of Lord of the Rings saw the trailers for The Curse of the Black Pearl, and they noticed that the undead pirates looked a lot similar to the Army of the Dead that they were making. Therefore, they reworked the design, and that's why in The Lord of the Rings, they have that green glowing effect whenever they're operating.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, so if you're ever confused why, that's why.
I see it now. Yeah.
Now, for our final fact, the Disney higher-ups wanted to fire Johnny Depp because they couldn't understand what he was doing with the character and claimed that he was drunk, running the movie, and they wanted to put subtitles on screen when he spoke because they just could not understand what the hell was going on.
That's the point. He's a drunk pirate.
Exactly. Well, that's what Johnny Depp was going, but he was just taking the cake because so specifically the former Disney CEO Michael Eisner quoted saying to Johnny Depp, "God damn it, Johnny Depp's ruining the film. Is it drunk? Is it gay?"
What?
Oh yeah, no, it gets worse. And then another executive asked him, "What the fuck are you doing?" To which Johnny responded, "Well, don't you know all my characters are gay?" He expected to be fired after that, so he just did not care.
Oh my God.
Hey yo.
Yeah, so he was just off it. He was just like, he's like, "You guys are gonna fire me. I'm just gonna go all out. I don't care." But Yeah, they were eventually they got convinced to like just let Johnny Depp do his thing, and now we have the iconic Jack Sparrow that we know.
Yay.
But yeah, no, Eisner was all the executives were very concerned that he was too drunk and too gay.
How is he? Okay.
Don't ask me. What do you call it? You can ask Michael Eisner if you want that.
All right.
And those are all my facts.
Yay. Good job, Isaiah.
Thank you.
Yay!
That was a much longer list than The Matrix, that's for sure.
Yes. I hope there's more facts for
the others.
next movies.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So I guess that leads us into actually discussing the film itself. So why don't we start with Ellis? What did you think?
I think that it was fun. And I've seen this film so many times when I was growing up, but I think this is the first time I've actually understood every, hard-hitting joke, plot point, twist, all the things they were trying to communicate, I finally actually got. Took forever, but if I figured it out. Great. Enjoy it.
So what would you rate it then? Out of 5?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Nice.
It did all the movie things I expect a movie like that to movie. It movied very well.
It moved very well.
Isaiah, what about you?
Now, I think this movie is great. It's a solid movie. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5
Nice.
because I don't know, it's just iconic, especially with like the way Jack Sparrow is, all the pirates things. I love pirates. We never want to go back there because they're insane. But yeah, it's just the idea. And if anybody's ever played Uncharted 4, that is my favorite freaking game of all time, especially just because of the lore and all the stuff that they gotta go through. Now, the intro to the movie is super solid. I think it sets up everything perfectly with that, like, it's foggy, it's all creepy, but, they're talking about pirates, and then suddenly, big ship, it's on fire. Like, the intro introduces the idea of, like, how scary pirates are supposed to be to regular people and all that kind of stuff, just perfectly. Also, Jack Sparrow's intro, his character introduction is the best one I've ever seen. It's so iconic. Him just coming in on a sailboat, and it's underwater, and he just steps off onto the thing. Beautiful. Perfect.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so and then now there was a few things I'm like, okay, it was kind of weird. It does send loose focus at times. Like there were a few times I was like, okay, where's it kind of going? I feel like they kind of just we need to go somewhere else at this point because the movie's 2.5 hours long. Okay, we're going to the cave. Okay, we left the cave. Okay, we're going back to the cave. Okay, we got to go back to the island. Okay, it kind of lost focus for a second there, but not enough for me to be like, that's a big chunk to take out. There was some weird, odd sexual tones, for a kids movie. I thought that was kind of weird, especially given Keira Knightley's age at the time too. That made it even weirder. That moment they were like going to rape her on the deck, and I was like, that's weird. That came out of nowhere. Or that she'll be dining naked with the crew.
See, I feel like as a kid, I don't remember that part, but as an adult, I was like, what the fuck?
I remember parts of it as a kid, and I agree with all your points, Isaiah. And that was something that I did pick up on more and more as I aged. Was like, whoa, wait a minute, this is like very violent, like towards her specifically. And then learning that Jack's character was supposed to be like 39. And she was still supposed to be like effectively 18 to 20 years old in her character, as well as how young the actress was. Yeah, that was all very
that is
alarming.
Unnerving.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I just don't know what the hell that was about. So and
Where's
then
Michael Eisner?
Anyway, it's probably Eisner. Eisner's I guess a weird dude. I don't know. Now, obviously, the set pieces in the movie are awesome. Like the action, like all the action, all the sword fights, all that kind of stuff was done beautifully. Yes. It was on point. I do notice though, there's like a little bit of a flaw in logic of them like sitting outside the cave waiting for like the guys to come out, and then like the ship is getting attacked. Nobody noticed the gunfire. Like nobody like decided to look right and see the thing on fire or the smoke or anything like that. They had to wait for the big bell to get rung for them to notice.
That is a good point.
Now the CGI, obviously, this movie's from 2003. The CGI looks pretty good. Like the whole transition from them being skeletons in the moonlight to them not being skeletons. And everything that it holds up, which you can't say for a lot of movies from 2003. Like it holds up pretty well. And those are all my points about the movie. So a 4.5 out of 5. That's good. Weird sexual undertones and kind of loses focus a little bit, but yeah, that's about it. Also, the skeletons when I was a kid terrified me. Like that movie was basically a horror movie to me.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Lou, Beth, who wants to go first?
I will start off by saying I will agree with Ellis and that it is a 5 out of 5.
Hey.
For me.
Nice.
Being that I'm gonna go on a background that's not really related to the movie itself. I know that one of these things actually came out way after the movies, but being an avid fan of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, a bit of a fan of yes, the best Assassin's Creed, a fan of the Treasure Island and Peter Pan, and even you could loosely relate One Piece to this, but very loosely. I think everything that they aimed to do with the film was done with a lot of like solid background to it, solid depth. Like Jack Sparrow's character coming onto the scene, Barbossa, the pirates themselves, the curse itself was all like, these had like a very strong basis in like what we know as our pirate lore throughout most books and stories as we grew up as a kid. And I think Barbossa is a great call to like a pirate similar to Blackbeard, not Blackbeard himself, because I think he actually shows up in a different film. But
he shows up later in the movies.
Yeah.
But so again, I say 5 out of 5. I think it did a very excellent job at what it was aiming to do. I was obviously a little off-put by what Isaiah mentioned with the sexual undertones and Keira Knightley's age, but I also kind of like, I feel like at the time that I watched it, I knew that was a thing. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I already saw that, and I was like, not liking that. But Barbossa is cool.
But big explosions.
But big Michael Bay moment happening. Yeah, I don't have much else to say offhand. I'd have to like go back and do some notes because, as I said, I didn't get a chance to rewatch it right before this episode. Definitely amongst my favorite films.
Good. I think this is a pretty highly rated film overall between all of us. I think we all are pretty much in agreement with how great this film is, because I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I love this movie because I have it, like Ellis said, she saw it so many times growing up. So did I. I grew up watching this practically on replay. I have so many vivid memories of a specific memory actually of sitting in my friend's minivan back when not back when, because they still do it, but when DVD players in minivans were the new thing and they were awesome, and we watched Pirates of the Caribbean on replay in the car all the time. So
I drove a minivan like that for about a year.
Oh, Big Lou.
Well, it was my first car. my mom like basically let me use that car, and then we bought my Corolla when we traded that in.
So yeah, it has a huge nostalgia factor for me. When I rewatched it the other day, I got all those feelings that came back, and I think that's a big reason why I still like it so much today, because it brings me back to that time. The soundtrack is amazing. I didn't know Hans Zimmer actually composed this, so that props to him. I love the motifs in, when Captain Jack Sparrow shows up on screen, it plays his little parts and stuff, or you hear it distantly in the background, he's about to pop up on screen, stuff like that. I agree with Isaiah. The choreography is amazing. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the beginning, I don't know how much they actually I don't think they did it as much towards the middle and end of the movie, but the fight between Will Turner and Jack Sparrow in the blacksmith barn, or whatever you want to call it, their choreography actually syncs up with the music. I love when that happens in movies where the music hits at the same time that something in the movie happens. So like when their swords would hit, it would be like dun dun, it's such a small little detail, but I love it because it just brings me in and it makes me feel like everything is happening right in front of me right then and there. And it doesn't feel like it's scripted, you know?
So you like Baby Driver?
Yes. As we said earlier, Will Turner, chef's kiss.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, okay, that giggle.
Even to this day, I think that the jokes are still hilarious. Yes, they can be a little cheesy. For example, this is the reason why it's not a 5 out of 5 for me. Specifically, the time where Elizabeth Swann, it was, fuck, I forget how she says it. But basically, she just goes, try wearing a corset. And then she kills the guy. Like, oh, so cringy. I hated that so much. Oh, I hated it. So stuff like that, where it's just a little like, oof, you know. Overall, I mean, they've got some great moments. Johnny Depp, perfectly casted. The creativity behind the action sequences is also amazing, especially or specifically also that blacksmith fight scene, the use of the environment around them. I love when fights do that, when it's not just a fight between the two characters, but it's also a fight of them and their environment, and the environment plays into it and can affect what they do next and stuff. I love that. I liked the ties or the little nods to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. For example, jail scene with the dog. There's also other hints to the ride as well that they've used. For example, when the pirates first invade the island in the beginning of the film, there's this guy that chases a lady around. That's a part of the ride. I love that because it's kind of obvious, but it's only obvious if you've been on the ride and you know that that's there. Also, like Isaiah said, I think the CGI holds up so well today. Like, especially when fucking Barbossa chugs the wine. Oh, I still get chills. Dude, I get chills watching that still today. It's so good. But yeah, I think just the cheesy one-liners is the only reason really why I give it a 4.5. And I haven't seen past the second movie. I started a while back. I tried to watch all of them, and I got through about the first maybe 20 minutes of the third movie, and then I got bored. So we'll see how I feel about those, I guess, as time goes on. Maybe my opinion will change, but I highly doubt it. I still think this is top tier. But yeah, that's my overall rating of the first episode.
Okay.
Now I can breathe. Okay, so then thank you guys for listening to today's episode. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify at Silver Screen Sips, and on Twitter at Silver Screen Sip with no S. You can also email us movie suggestions for our listeners' episodes at silverscreensips@gmail.com. We have one at the end of every season. So how many episodes are in this franchise? 5. So in 4 episodes from now. No, 5 episodes because grand finale. And 5 episodes from now, there will be one, I think. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of our new segment. What's new in Hollywood? Let us know what works, what doesn't work, what you liked, what you absolutely fucking hated. Because we'd love to hear your feedback so we can improve on it and make it better for you guys, because that's all that matters. So yeah, that's all we have for you today. Thank you again, Ellis, for joining us and tolerating us for this fucking long. It's been 2 hours that you've been dealing with us. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me and inviting me and giving me an excuse to watch one of my childhood favorite films again. Woohoo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you guys in next Monday's episode. We
also make sure to join our Discord.
Oh, yes. Our Discord.
Shout out Discord. We get
Definitely.
to share memes and stuff.
Especially with our new segment too, because you can get even more in depth on our news that we share with you guys. We'll see you guys next week in Dead Man's Chest.
How dead is that man's chest, huh?
No.
Okay. you just ended on no.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Was that Ellis that said that?
Yeah, who else was it supposed to be?
I don't know.